Hello, guys. Welcome back to day 8 of my trade journal, where I'm trading one system, one ticker, S&P 500 futures every day for a whole year. And I'm going to try to journal every session to track the progress, reflect, and sharpen my execution. So if you're serious about building consistency and treating trading like a business, you're in the right place. Stick around, and at the end, I'll break down the key levels that I'm watching for tomorrow. So let's go. Today, I started the day pretty ugly with down almost $400. At the peak, it says the most I lost at any given point today altogether was 493. I ended up the day at almost 200. After fees was 154. So it was a pretty rough day after all these losses here. And then there was this huge grind back to green. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 trays green after that. So it was a huge grind back, and just to be consistently building that grind back was a lot. The reason that happened was because I had an overnight short position um, that over here around 64.85. I thought that was going to be a pretty good resistance. And I had that overnight, so I thought that if it hit it overnight, it would reject it, and it somewhat did over here, but it was under 85. It was like 83, and that did have a little rejection there. But because I didn't cancel the order, it fell around 8:30, 8:40, and then market open. It squeezed up really, really hard, which I didn't expect to see that coming. And because that happened, I ended up getting stopped out at the highest stop loss possible. And after I got stopped out a few points over, it decided to do a reversal and started coming down and dropped a lot. So it was an interesting day, but things worked out good. Let's go over the signals, and I'll show you how I made that money back by following most of the signals from there. So 3 a.m. market structure was bullish, which means we ideally want to start buying all the dips, right? So the market structure was bullish from here on. So everything from there on was somewhat bullish, and market was kind of going up. So then our first signal when market open was a sell signal at 9:30. So it was over here, and we had a sell signal. But because we are in bullish market structure, we guard sell signal as an opportunity to buy the dip. So we would buy more. So then when that sell signal happened, came back down to the moving average support 64.87. We bought the dip, right? Then went up. And then 9:42, we had another sell signal, which is over here. We took the opportunity, went long again. So then we pushed back up. And then over here at 10 a.m., we had another sell signal. But this time, I did not want to buy anymore, despite us being a bullish structure. And the reason I didn't want to buy at this point was because if you go into a 5-minute time frame, you'll see that we are doing a doji reversal, which doji usually means that there's an indecision there, and then a drop heavy candle reversal there, showing that there's a possibility for the trend to change. And since that signal did happen at 3 a.m., there's a possibility for the bullish structure to flip to bearish eventually. So I didn't really buy when that sell signal popped up, but I did add a position at our major support level here. So I added the position here at 64.92, went up, bullish, played them out, worked out there. And then I eventually added another position down here, looking for a quick bounce to somewhere around here in this area. Didn't happen, so I ended up losing some money there for a small loss. I kept that loss pretty small. And then by 10:26, everything changed. So by 10:26 was over here. We had a X7 signal. We rarely ever get the X7 signals, but when we do get them, they're extremely effective. And that's just telling us this heavy, you know, sellers on the larger time frame, and market makers are likely selling. So then once we got that sell signal, I flipped completely bearish, and then 10:30 market structure also flipped bearish here as well, which means we want to short every single rip there was. So this move back up here, short it. This move back up here, short it. You know, any move back up, short it, and that's how I played the rest of the day. So then once we lost that MOB here, we back tested here. I shorted it. Once we came back to this area here, I shorted. I added a short there, and just kind of held a short position, believing in the process and the structure as well. So eventually that played out, and it went down lower and lower. That made money, and then by 11:20 we had a buy signal. So when you have buy signal in a bearish structure, you short it. So we shorted there and there, right? And then 125, we got an X3 buy signal, and this was the time that I changed perspective. So that was over here. Because we had an X3 buy signal and we know the structure was been around for a few hours, there's a possibility for it to change. On the longer time frame, I was starting to see some dojis, and I'll show you that as well. That was around 125, 130 area. So if you can see 125, 130, you can see on the 10-minute time frame there's some dojis here, which shows that there's a possibility for a reversal. So, but it's not as clean. 5 minutes is like this. You see a little bit of there, and then if you look at 30-minute, very clean reversal. So 30-minute, you see at 1 p.m. there was some doji here and another doji here, which shows this possibility for market to reverse to the upside there, and we're holding that 30-minute support moving average there. And eventually market flip bullish, which means we want to buy. And essentially we want to start buying at the 1 minute MOB after 1:30. So this is 3 p.m. 1 minute MOB hit, buy the dip, push up, buy the dip here, push up, buy the dip, push up. And that's how I made the last 13 trades green back to back like that. So I hope that was helpful. And then for tomorrow, key levels that we want to watch out for is 6440 and 6410. So if we pull back here to 6440 and we hold that level, I expect us to bounce. If we dropped under it, we can be in this no man's land where we can chop around. And then if we straight up drop right through both of these levels, then extremely bearish, I would expect a back test here to short further. That's how I see it going tomorrow. So if you guys watch this whole thing and you enjoy the breakdown, hit subscribe, follow around along for the rest of my journey, and see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.